right, today we're going to do Dead in the International Standard Bible Encyclopedia. It's used in several senses. One, as a substantive denoting the body deprived of life, as when Abraham speaks of burying his dead in Genesis 23. And Sarah was 107 and 20 years old, and these were the years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah died in Kirjathabah, the same as Hebron in the land of Canaan, and Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me possession of a burying place with you, that I might bury my dead out of sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my lord. Thou art a mighty prince among us. In the choice of our sepulchres bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury the dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth. As a collective noun, including all those that have passed away from life, as in Revelation 20:12, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. In several passages, dead in the sense is used in contrast to the quick or living, as Numbers 16:48, and he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. This collective mode of expression is used when resurrection is described as rising from the dead. 3. As an adjective coupled with body, carcass, or man. Deuteronomy 14:8. The swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, is unclean to you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. 4. Most frequently it is used as a complement of the verb to be, referring to the condition of being deceased or the period of death. 2 Samuel 12:19. But when David saw that his servants whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, Is the child dead? And they said, Yes, he's dead. While yet he spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, Thy daughter is dead. Why troublest thou thy master any further? 5. In the sense of being liable to death, it occurs in Genesis 23. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is man's wife. Exodus 12:33. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, We all be dead men. 2 Samuel 16:9. Then said Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, unto the king, Why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over, I pray thee, and take off his head. As an intensive adjective is used in the phrase dead sleep to mean profound sleep, simulating death. Psalm 76:6. At thy rebuke, O God of Jacob, both the chariot and horse are cast into the dead sleep. 7. Figuratively dead is used to express the spiritual condition of those who are unable to attain to the life of faith. They are dead in trespasses, as in Ephesians 2:1. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins. Or conversely, those who, by the new birth, are delivered from sin, are said to be dead to the law, O Lord, as Colossians 2:20. Wherefore, if ye be dead with Christ from the rudiments of the world, why, as though living in the world, are ye subject to ordinances?
What ordinances? Another video.
Yes. A faith which does not show its life in the practical virtues of Christianity is called dead. James 2:17. Even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone.
There you go. There's your correction.
Exactly.
Thank you for that.
I didn't even need to go much further.
Right?
And being not weak in faith, he considered not his own body now dead, when he was about 100 years old, neither yet the deadness of Sarah's womb. Hebrews 11:12. Therefore sprang there even one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the sea shore innumerable. Dead signifies the senile condition of loss of vigor and virility. The passage in Job 26:5. Dead things are formed from under the waters, and the inhabitants thereof. Where in the King James Version, dead things seem to mean things that... Okay. It's not going away. Alright. Never had life is more accurately translated in the Revised Version, British and American as they that are deceased, i.e. the shades of death. There are few references to the physical accompaniments of the act of dying. Deborah has a poetical account of the death of Sisera, Jude 5:24, and that's what? Ecclesiastes 12.
So Ecclesiastes 12, 1 through 14. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Yeah, I'm calling it that. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be, in the way of the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets, or ever the silver cord could be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it is, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Woo! That's a fun one.
Where the failure of the bodily faculties in old age accumulates in death, it is pictorially compared to the breaking of a lamp, extinguishing the flame, golden being probably used of oil, as in Zechariah 4:12.
Oops.
Zechariah 4:12. And I answered again, and said unto him, What be these 2 olive branches, which through the 2 golden pipes empty the golden oil out of themselves? That's interesting from... I don't think we got that verse when we did the 2 witnesses. Did we?
We got one similar, but I don't think we got that one.
This is that they empty out the golden oil on themselves. So how like the two witnesses would be pouring out the oil.
Yep, on themselves.
Right.
Wow, on the two golden with the two golden pipes empty the golden oil. Yeah, it's interesting. We ain't gonna say more on that, but there you go.
Yeah. Do with that what you will.
Right.
You know, because we wasn't just did it. It's been a while now, but
Right.
that was one of the last videos. Right. And the loosing of the silver shebel or chain by which the lamp is suspended in the tent of the Arabic. The dead body defiled those who touched it. Leviticus 11:31. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever don't touch them when they be dead shall be unclean until even. And therefore the vulture took place speedily, as in the case of Lazarus, John 11:17-39.
Then when Jesus came, he found that he had lain in the grave 4 days already. Now Bethany was nigh unto Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs off. And many of the Jews came to Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him, but Mary sat still in the house. Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. But I know that even now whatsoever thou wilt ask of God, God will give it thee. Jesus saith unto her, Thy brother shall rise again. And Ananias and Sapphira. You scroll a little more here. So Acts 5:6-10, and the young men arose, wound him up, and carried him out and buried him. And it was about the space of 3 hours after, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in, and Peter answered unto her, Tell me whether ye sold the land for so much. And she said, Yea, for so much. Then Peter said unto her, How is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Lord? Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out. Then she fell down straightway at his feet, and yielded up the ghost. And the young men came in, and found her dead, and carrying her forth, buried her by her husband. At some point, I want to look up what that means. Yielded up the ghost. Yeah, I'll have the video to look back on to find that. This practice is still followed by the Fellahin. The uselessness of the dead is the subject of proverb. Ecclesiastes 9:4. For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. And the phrase dead dog is used as contemptuous epithet as of a person utterly worthless. 1 Samuel 24:14, After whom is the king of Israel come out? After whom dost thou pursue? After a dead dog, after a flea. 2 Samuel 9:8, And he bowed himself and said, What is thy servant in that thou shouldest look upon such a dead dog as I am? And then 2 Samuel 16:9, Then said Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, unto the king, Why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over, I pray thee, and take off his head.